Good morning, students. We'll continue with the next class of nomenclature now. Last time, we have completed the nomenclature of alkyl halides. Then we have also completed monohydric alcohols, and we have also completed amines. That is primary, secondary, tertiary. Today we're going to do three more types of compounds over here: carboxylic acids, esters, and ethers. Okay, let's start with this. First, we have carboxylic acids. Now, what exactly are carboxylic acids? Carboxylic acids is, I hope everybody's heard the name in this. Everybody's heard the name in the name of the group in the school. It's basically C double bond O OH. That's what you rightly see. Now, this carboxylic acid is a combination of two groups. One is called C double bond O. That's the carbonyl group. Two carbonyl compounds we are going to see in the next class. One is aldehydes and one is ketones. And OH, that's called the hydroxyl group. There are two compounds with the OH group. OH attached to the aliphatic chain, that's the open chain, that's alcohols, and OH attached to the benzene ring, that is phenols. So carbonyl plus hydroxyl together is what we have as nothing but the part what is carboxylic acids. Okay, so carbonyl plus hydroxyl gives us the carboxyl group, that is C double bond O OH. Carbon valency well satisfied. If you remember, I spoke about. So here, if I say on this carboxylic acid, how many sigma and pi bonds? This carboxylic acids, if you have to see, okay, over here, I'll just try to explain in a different way. Just see here, please. If I have to talk about the carboxylic acid part, this single bond, that's a sigma. Double bond, that's a sigma. Again a single bond, so that's a sigma. And in double bond, one is sigma and one is pi. Okay, so on the carboxylic acid, what are the four bonds? 3 sigma and 1 pi. I've taught you all. Single carbon forms 4 bonds. If all are single, it's always a sigma bond. Double, 1 sigma, 1 pi. Triple bond, 1 sigma, 2 pi. Okay, let's see this. So the functional group of carboxylic acids, what we have, that's COOH group. Then we'll talk about only monocarboxylic acids. Monocarboxylic, only one COH group. Okay, how do we define them? Monocarboxylic acids are defined as nothing but they are derivatives of alkanes obtained by the replacement of terminal hydrogen atom. Now, what's the terminal hydrogen? The last hydrogen atom. So the last hydrogen atom is replaced by carboxyl group. Then those group of compounds is what we call as monocarboxylic acid. So alkane, suppose I say ethane, CH3CH3. Terminal, any one side, the last hydrogen is replaced by COH group, and that's called carboxylic acid. So again, if you're replacing only one H, how will you represent carboxylic acids? RCOH, where R is equal to H also. All right. Now, this is something very important feature to understand. Whenever the functional group is a carbon atom, then it is observed R can be H. Till now we have done functional groups. Alcohols, functional group was OH. Halogen, it was XCl, Then amines, NH2 primary, NH secondary, only and tertiary. Now here functional group is COOH, matlab it has a carbon atom. So in the representation RCOH, R can be H also, or it can be an alkyl group also. And the general formula, if R is an alkyl group, then alkyl group we all know is CnH2n plus 1 and then COOH. So it is CnH2n plus 1 COOH. Or you can also write this as CnH2nO2. So that's the other formula what can be put over here. So you can write over here if you want that the other formula can be CnH2n O2. This also can be written. Okay. Now coming to important part, the naming. Now here the names have nothing to do with methyl, ethyl, what we have learned. Okay. Here it's going to be in a different format. Okay. It's quite interesting. Listen carefully. The common name of carboxylic acid is derived from the source from where they are originally extracted. Meaning the common name will come from the source from where they are extracted. That's how the name comes. Okay, let's see this, what the names are. Okay, then second part comes over there, the IUPAC naming. How do you name them in the IUPAC? Select the longest continuous chain containing COH. Now important, your continuous chain should contain COH group. And important, the numbering also should start in such a way that the COH group is always at position 1. So important, first, the longest continuous chain. Second, numbering the continuous chain containing carboxylic acid always at position 1. Why? Because the functional group is a carbon atom. Okay. Finally, replace E of the parent alkane by the word oic acid. So if you replace E of the parent alkane by the word oic acid, in the IUPAC they are called alkanoic acid. So 1 carbon, methanoic acid. 2 carbon, ethanoic acid. That's how the naming is there. Okay, clear everybody? So common name comes from the source from where they are extracted. And in the IUPAC, first simple rule, select the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms containing the carboxylic acid functional group because it's a carbon atom. Second, numbering is done in such a way of the continuous chain. The carboxylic acid carbon is always at position 1. And whatever is the parent alkane, replace E of the parent alkane by the word oic acid, OIC. So in the IUPAC, carboxylic acids are called alkanoic acids. Clear? Let's see the next part. Now in the next part, we have a complete table over here. Have a look at it. I've given the source from where they are found and what this is. And look here, I'll just try to number it so that you get an idea. Okay. I'm just numbering the functional group. That's number 1. So 1 carbon, acid with 1. It's called formic acid. Where does this name come from? The word formica. What does formica means? Red ants. That's what I've shown over here. The red ant part. So the sting, the bees, whenever a red ant bites us, we feel the pinch, right? Why? It injects formic acid in our body. That's why we feel the pinch. Okay. So when these ants are taken and they are boiled with water, first of all, they are killed and then they are boiled with water. So when they are boiled with water from the sting, all right, the acid which is extracted, that acid is what we call as formic acid. So the source from where they are found. Okay. Acid with 2 carbon atoms. I'm doing the numbering so you have an idea. IUPAC becomes easier. 1 carbon will be methanoic acid. One carbon, the parent alkane is methane. Replace E of the methane by the word oic acid. Second one now, 1 and 1 more. 2 carbon. Acid with 2 is called, common name, acetic acid. Coming from the name acetum. Now some names are Latin names, some are Greek names that way. This is a Latin name. Acetum means vinegar. We put vinegar in our food, the Chinese food that we have, we add vinegar for taste. Vinegar contains 6 to 8% acetic acid. So that's the part. Acetic acid coming from vinegar over here. That's the part. Okay. Then acid with 3 carbon atoms. I'm making it easier so the IUPAC becomes clear. Okay. COH should be always at 1. 3 comes from the name of the acid is propionic, from the Latin name pro. Pro means the acid from the first fat. Okay. So what does that mean? The first fat which is extracted, all right, and from there the acid what comes out. The first acid is what we call as propionic acid. That's the part. So lard, that's what we call as nothing but the first fat. So from that the acid extracted is propionic acid. That's with 3 carbon atoms. Next one, we have an acid with 4 carbon atoms. Okay, this is called butyric acid, from again the Greek name butrum. Butrum means what? Rancid butter. What's the meaning of the word rancid butter? I don't know, somebody's heard in school the word rancidification. Rancid means spoiled butter. Normally, okay, I'll just put up this much to you. The food becomes rancid. Okay. Whatever is the remaining food left, either we give it to the whatever the crows or the pigeons and all, or sometimes we throw it away. Now this food, when it throws away in the garbage van moves, we have a stink, right? Why do we get a stink? Because the food inside, what is food made up of? Food is mainly made up of, they are mainly the fats and the oils, which contains the saturated or the unsaturated fatty acids. Unsaturated means it contains double bonds. So in the presence of light and air, they undergo oxidation followed by hydrolysis. And because of that, it becomes spoiled. So the stink what we get is because that food is spoiled or it is decayed. All right. And the smell you get is of the aldehydes. Okay. So butrim, so whenever the word comes rancid butter, spoiled butter. Is this clear? That's what we call rancidification. That's one. So that's with 4 carbon atoms. Then acid with, so that's butyric acid, that's from butter. Then comes an acid with 5 carbon atoms. This is what we call as valeric acid. Again, the name valerian. What is the meaning of the word valerian? It's a perennial plant. I hope everybody knows. Perennial plant that grows 365 days a year. When the roots of these plants are boiled with water, then from the roots the acid that is extracted, that's called valeric acid. So that's 5. And lastly, acid with 6 carbon atoms. That's called caproic acid. That is from goat, that is goat fat. Goat fat contains caproic acid. That's called capro. Clear, everybody? So we need to know the common name of the acid only with the first 6. Higher ones also are there, but that's not needed. The first 6 we need to know. Acid with 1, where functional group has to be counted, okay? Because functional group has a carbon atom. Acid with 1, formic. Acid with 2, acidic. Acid with 3, propionic. Acid with 4, butyric. Acid with 5, valeric. Acid with 6, caproic acid. Clear? So this is what we need to do. Okay. Now let's start the nomenclature part. So this is an idea to you how the common names are coming from the source from where they are extracted. Okay. Now comes the part. Let's start with this. I've put up the structures. I want in a book. Please write down, put this table, structure, the common name and its IUPAC name, and we will start. Okay. First, common name में कुछ नहीं करना है, just count the carbon atom. How many carbon atom? 1. Acid common name with 1, formica, red ants, formic acid. So the first one common name is formic acid. We will do all common names, then we'll go to the IUPAC. Okay. Next one, acid with 2 carbon atoms. So what is acid with 2 called? Vinegar. Yes, acetic acid. Then acid with 3 carbon atoms. Pro, the first fat. Yes. Yes? Okay. Propionic acid. Pronounce properly. Propionic. Okay. From the word pro. Pro means first. Then acid with 4 carbon atoms. When numbering is simple, you have to number in such a way, longest chain, where COH carbon is always at 1. Acid with 4, rancid butter. Yes, butyric acid. Not butyric acid. Little change. Look at this. N-butyric acid. Once again, why the name N? Anybody can tell me why I've written N? In alkanes, branching started from butane onwards. So from butane we wrote N-butane. In alkyl groups, branching started from propyl onwards. So from propyl we wrote N-propyl. In acids, also branching starts from 4 carbon atom. Matlab butyric acid can be written in a straight chain or as well as a branched manner. That's why if it's in a straight chain, from butyric we put the prefix N. N means normal in a continuous chain without branching. Okay, that's one. Second is interesting. I want everybody to concentrate. What will this be? CH3 twice CH. Matlab one CH3 is, this is the condensed formula. If I remove, there is one methyl group here like this. Branch carbon is attached to 2-methyl. What is that called? Yes, it's iso. Total how many carbon atoms? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will you call this? Isobutyric acid. That's the name. Now the question. Can this iso be sec? Think of it logically. Can I call this iso sec? Answer is no, you can't call. Why? What's the definition of sec? One of the carbon is branched, directly attached to two other carbon atoms, and the functional group. Makes sense. So the nature of the carbon atom should always be 2 degree. But here the nature is not 2 degree. Here the nature is 3 degree. How come 3 degree? Because the functional group is also a carbon, no? So the functional group is a carbon. The branch carbon is not attached to 2 other carbon. It's attached to 3 other carbon atoms. Clear? So important to note, as the functional group is a carbon atom in carboxylic acids, we will never have the term sec. We will never have the term tert. So this is giving the definition of sec, but the nature of carbon is not 2 degree. What was sec? Once again, one of the carbon is branched, directly attached to two other carbon and the functional group. So its nature should mandate be 2 degree. That's the meaning of sec. But the nature is 3 degree because the functional group is also a carbon atom. So in this case, important, we will not have sec, only we will have iso. Okay. Same with the next one. Have a look at it. Look at this. CH3 thrice CCOH. Let me make the skeleton. CH3 thrice. So I'm just putting carbon, okay? It's understood they are methyl. And one side I have COOH. Is one directly attached to 3 other carbon and the functional group? Yes, it should be tert. But tert ke liye the center carbon ka nature should be 3 degree. But what's the nature? It's 4 degree because the functional group is a carbon. Clear? So can I call this tert? No. Then what will I call this? Second last carbon is attached to 4 other carbon. So if second last carbon is attached to 4 other, what do you call it? Yes, this is neo. Total how many carbon atom? Common name, count all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 will be valor. Yes, neo-valeric acid. Everybody understood? Clear? So in acids, we will have N, iso and neo. We will never have sec. We will never have tert because the functional group itself is a carbon atom. And important, branching starts from 4 carbon atom onwards. See the next one there? CH3 twice CH. So CH3 twice CH. So if I say this C, I have it like this. CH3 twice CH. Okay. Then it is CH2. And then there is a carboxylic acid group coming. Okay. Branch carbon is attached to 2 similar methyl groups. So that's iso. Total carbon atom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Acid with 5. Same. Roots. Yes. This is isovaleric acid. That's the name of the compound. Okay. I'll just erase this so you have an idea. Let it be there for some time. IU packet will help. Okay. And the last one. CH3. So I'm drawing one carbon. CH2 3 times. CH2 means 2 valencies are short. So CH2 is always in a straight chain. CH2 3 times. And then COOH. Okay. Now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 again the same. Valeric, but in a straight chain. So this will be straight chain. Yes. N-valeric acid. Clear? So now from this, see carefully what it says. In acids, branching starts from butyric acid onwards. True. Second, it says, as the functional group is a carbon atom, there is no sec or tert. Clear? And last part, N-butyric and isobutyric. Examples of chain isomerism we discussed. What's chain isomerism? 2 or more compounds having the same molecular formula, but the continuous chains are different. Like an N-butyric, continuous chain of 4 right in front of you. Look at compound number 4 and 5, N and iso. Here a continuous chain is of 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, what do you see? Isobutyric, if I have to number, okay, let's do the numbering over here. If I do the numbering for isobutyric, then it is over here Let's change the color. For isobutyric, if I do, it's 1, 2, 3. This is the branch, right? So continuation of 4 and continuation of 3. So chain isomers. And same way, we can also talk about over here with these 3 examples. Have a look at it. What is that part? N-valeric, N-iso and neo. Alright, all 3 examples of chain isomers. Observe this. N-valeric if I have to say, then for N-valeric, continuous chain is 5. For isovaleric, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and neovaleric, 1, center 2, and 3. There are only 3 carbon atoms. So all the examples of chain isomerism. Okay. Now IUPAC is easier. Select the longest chain. COH carbon always at position 1. Okay. And whatever is the parent alkane, replace E of the alkane by the word oic acid. IUPAC, they are called alkanoic acid. So 1 carbon, methanoic acid. Second one, acetic acid, 2 carbon atom, ethanoic acid. Third one, 3 carbon atoms, meth, eth, propane, propanoic acid. So be clear, huh? The common and IUPAC names are quite rhyming. Common is propionic, IUPAC is propanoic. Okay. 4, from here the branching starts. 4 is butane. Will you call, now there are 2 options to ask you. Will you call butanoic acid or will you call butan-1-oic acid? Come on, let's decide. Everybody. Will you call, listen carefully for the 4th one. Will you call only butanoic acid, E of the butane replaced by the word oic acid, or will you call butane-1-oic acid? Everybody says butane-1-oic acid. I will say the correct answer is only butanoic acid. Why? I set the first rule. Select the longest continuous chain containing carboxylic acid always at position 1. Now if it is always at 1, do I need to write? Not required. So this will be just called butanoic acid. Clear everybody? Acids may be never give the position because it's always at 1. See the next one now. Now what is the part? I have 1 here. Observe this carefully. I've already done the numbering so it becomes easy. COH is at 1. At 2 there is a branch down there, that's methyl. And then one more 3 because this was condensed. So I split it up the CH3 twice. So at 2 there is a branch, so that's methyl. So 2 methyl. Continuous chain is of 3. Alkane with 3. Meth, eth, propane. Replace E of the propane by the word oic acid. So this will be 2-methyl propanoic acid. Clear? Understood everybody? First numbering from COH and then give the first position to COH, second to the branch. See the next one now. Neovaleric kya aayega? That's also good. COH is at 1. Then the center carbon atom is at 2. And this third one over here. Now if you observe, we have 2 branches. Okay. I'll just change the colors so you get an idea to it. I'll take a black one there. There is 1 methyl on top and there is 1 methyl down at what position? Position 2. So what will you name the compound? 2,2 dimethyl. Skeleton is of 3. Alkane with 3. Meth, eth, prop. 2,2 dimethyl propanoic acid. That's the 6th one. Clear everybody? COH se number karna hai, that's at 1. And at 2 there are 2 branches. So give position to both. So 2,2 dimethyl propanoic acid. 7th one, already the numbering is done. It's 1, 2, 3. 3 pe branch hai. Identify the branch. That's methyl. So 3 methyl, skeleton of 4. Meth, eth, prop, butane. So 3 methyl butanoic acid. Understanding everybody, it's very easy. Just remember the rules properly and then draw the structures. And condensed, break it up. Draw the regular structure formula. It'll be clear to you. And keep in mind carbon valency is 4. Okay. Last one. N-valeric continuous chain of 5. What will you call this now? 5 is pent. Meth, eth, prop, pent. Pentane. Replace E of the pentane by the word oic acid. Pentanoic acid. We will never write pentane 1-OIC. Why? COH is always at position 1 in throughout all the examples. Clear, everybody? This is carboxylic acids, what we call as alkanoic acids. Now we go to the next category part of this only with acids, with monocarboxylic acids, that's esters. Look at this. What are esters, everybody? Esters are actually derivatives of acids. And how do we get it? Just see here, please. This is carboxylic acid. This hydrogen atom, what we see here, this hydrogen atom, I'm circling. That's the acidic hydrogen. Acids, what's the definition? Acids when dissolved in water, is this clear? They give H plus ions. So where does that H plus comes from? It is this H one. The C double bond or OH group. The OH bond breaks and it releases H plus ions in water, which are actually as hydronium ion, H3O plus. So these H plus is the acidic hydrogen. So if you replace the acidic hydrogen, that's why it's written here minus H, by an alkyl group, that is R, then we get a new category of compounds called RCOOR-. That's termed as esters. Understood, everybody? So look at that part. Derivatives of carboxylic acids obtained by the replacement of acidic hydrogen. Everybody clear what's acidic hydrogen? This H is the acidic hydrogen. That's replaced by an alkyl group. So in ester, the formula, what you see, I'm saying something very important. See here. Just see, please see the slide. Can I say this is my acid part? Yes, that's our acid part. One minute. I'll draw it again so you get an idea to it. This part, RCOO. Okay, this is my acid part because it's coming from carboxylic acid. Okay, and this group, what do you see here? That is what we write as R dash. That's my alkyl part. So we have in esters two parts, the acid part and the alkyl part. Okay. Now important, for a compound for the acid part, that is this R, look at it carefully. Can I say R will be equal to H? Yes, R will be equal to H for the acid part. But what about R dash? So R can be H or an alkyl group. R can be H for whom? For formic acid. But what about R dash? R dash cannot be H. Why? If R dash is H, then again it will become carboxylic acid. So R dash can only be alkyl groups. Understood? So once again, we have two components. So from acids, if you remove the H and substitute by an alkyl group R dash, we get a new group of compounds called esters. So in esters, RCOOR dash, R can be H or an alkyl group because it's the acid part. So for formic acid, R will be H, right? But what about R dash? R dash can never be H. R dash is always an alkyl group. Okay, so that's what it says. Understood this parameter? General formula CnH2 and O2, which was similar to acids also. So monocarboxylic acids and aliphatic esters, aliphatic in open chain, both are again isomers of each other. What's the parameter difference? What type of isomers these are? We have seen chain, we have seen position, we have seen functional. They are functional isomers. How? Same molecular formula, but they will have different functional group. The functional group, if you see, of acids was COOH, which esters, the functional group is what we call as COO group. That is this. Okay. So general formula CnH2 and O2, and the functional group is a COO group. That is this part. That's the functional group. All right. Now, next representation RCOOR dash, where we say now in the common system, this part is very important. I want everybody to listen carefully. It's easy, but dhyan dena. The alkyl group present is written first. Now, who's the alkyl group out of R and R dash? And always remember, it's R dash. And how will I understand? Simple, I've written here. After oxygen. Keep this in mind. So look here. Here there's oxygen atom. After oxygen, whatever comes is the alkyl group. Okay. Here before the oxygen it is C. It's not an alkyl group, right? So after oxygen what comes is the alkyl group. So the alkyl group present is written first, which is after oxygen, followed by the common name of the carboxylic acid whose ic acid is replaced by the word 8. Meaning, suppose here R was H. So how many carbon atoms in the acid part? 1. What is acid with 1 carbon atom called? Formic acid. Replace ic acid by the word 8. Formic acid becomes formate. Acid with 2, acetic acid. That becomes acetate. Ic acid has to be replaced by the word 8. Okay. Third one, acid with 3, propionic acid. Propionate. Acid with 4, butyric acid. Replace ic acid by the word 8. Butyrate. So formate, 1 carbon. 2, acetate. 3, propionate. 4, butyrate. So then name part, whatever is your R dash, what comes after oxygen, write the alkyl group first, followed by the common name of the acid whose ic acid is replaced by the word 8. And memorize the first 4. Formate, acetate, propionate, butyrate. You get common system? Now interesting, IUPAC. It is the same way but little different. The alkyl group present is written first. Once again, where is the alkyl group? I told you, after oxygen. Followed by the corresponding IUPAC name of the carboxylic acid whose ic acid is replaced by the word 8. Meaning in the common system, you use the common name of the acid whose ic acid was replaced by 8. For the IUPAC, you will use the IUPAC name of the acid part whose ic acid is replaced by the word 8. So in general, we say esters in the IUPAC are called alkyl, that is whatever comes after oxygen, alkanoate. Why alkanoate? Because acids in the IUPAC are called alkanoic acid. So from alkanoic acid, if you replace ic acid by the word 8, 8E, it will become alkanoate. Understood? Okay, let's understand now. Quick, 4 carbon atoms, okay? Please concentrate everybody, ध्यान दो. Carbon with 1, acid with 1 carbon, formic acid. Common में क्या हो जाएगा? एक acid by the word 8, formate. हो गया? अब इसी का IUPAC आओ. What is 1 carbon atom acid IUPAC called? Methane, methanoic acid. So methanoic acid में से replace ic acid by the word 8, methanoate. Okay? Acid with 2, common system में क्या था? Vinegar, acetic acid. Ic acid by the word 8, acetate. 2 carbon atoms, IUPAC with 2 carbon atoms, alkanoic acid, ethanoic acid. Replace ic acid by the word 8, ethanoate. Third, propionic acid. So ic acid by the word 8, propionate. IUPAC with 3, propane, propanoic acid. Replace ic acid by the word 8, propanoate. And 4, butyric acid, that becomes butyrate, ic acid by the word 8. IUPAC 4, butane, butanoic acid, butanoate. Now fast. Common system 1, formate, IUPAC, methanoate. 2, common name, acetate, IUPAC, ethanoate. 3, common name, propionate, IUPAC, propanoate. So common system was propionate, IUPAC, propanoate. 4, common system, butyrate, IUPAC, butanoate. Clear? So alkyl, alkanoate. Now let's start with this. We'll see the IUPAC name for esters. Look at this. Very important, identify which is the acid part, which is the alkyl part. Once again, how to identify alkyl? Whatever comes after O. So now it's right explained over here. After O. So that's my alkyl group, everybody. So I'm just circling the alkyl group in all. Whatever comes after O. That's my alkyl. Great. Now let's change the color to get an idea. Okay, let's number the acid part. 1 carbon, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, because C2H5, no? I've always told you, whenever we have C2H5 given in the paper, always break it up. You can break up C2H5 as CH3, CH2 with 1 valency short. So 2 carbon atoms, right? Never take C2H5 as 1 carbon. It's 2 carbon. Okay. So that's why I wrote 1, 2, 3 acid part. Here acid part how many? 1 and 1. So 2. Here only 1. And here it is 1 and again C2H5. So it's 2 and again 3. Break up C2H5 as CH3, CH2. You will understand. Okay. Now let's try numbering this part now. Let's start everybody. Okay. Alkyl group is what? CH3, methyl. Acid part 1 carbon atom, formic acid. Replace ic acid by the word 8. क्या नाम आएगा? Alkyl group methyl and 1 part formate. So the name methyl formate. Understood everybody? So write the alkyl group first, followed by the common name of the acid whose ic acid is replaced by the word 8. Okay? So 1 carbon I have numbered, so that's formic acid, so formate. Try the second one, it's easy now. CH3, so that's methyl. Acid part 2 carbon atoms, vinegar. Yes, so this will be methyl acetate. Clear? First 4 you know properly. That's it. You don't need more. Okay. Next one, which is the alkyl group what I've circled? Ethyl. Acid part how many carbon now? 3. Acid with 3, pro. So propionate. And which is the alkyl? Ethyl. So the name? Yes, ethyl propionate. Everybody clear? First rule, whatever comes RCOOR dash, whatever comes after O is my alkyl. Put that into your head. It's easy then. Okay. Next one. What's the alkyl? C2H5. So that's ethyl. How many carbon atoms? 2. Vinegar. So ethyl, yes, acetate. Then next one. Alkyl group is ethyl. Acid part is how many carbon now? 1. Formica, red ants. Yes. So this will be ethyl formate. That's the name. And the last one, CH3. That's methyl. Now here, acid part how many? 3. 3 propionic acid. So that's propionate. So methyl propionate. That's the name. Now before we go to the IUPAC, some important information. Esters are mainly used as flavors. If you remember, I told you earlier, all the fruity smells, what are the deos, the perfumes, which generally the girls use, they mainly are esters. And some of them are food flavors also. Like for example, ethyl formate, the 5th one, what do you see? Okay, this compound has got rum flavor. So wherever they have to add a component of with respect to or get the flavor of rum, they add ethyl formate. So when it's coming on the tongue, it will give me the same taste of that particular alcohol flavor. So like that, all have different flavors over here. Okay, that's the use of esters, just for your knowledge. Come back to IUPAC. Once again, alkyl to everywhere remains the same. सिर्फ जो acid part था वो IUPAC हो जाएगा. Formate was 1, so IUPAC क्या था उसका? Formate का methanoic acid. So ic acid by the word 8 क्या हो जाएगा? Methanoate. So this will be methyl methanoate. Alkyl same रहेगा, सिर्फ formate will become methanoate because एक में common name है whose ic acid is replaced by the word 8. दूसरे में IUPAC name is there whose ic acid is replaced by the word 8. Second is methyl acetate. So what will this be? Acetate is 2. So it will become methyl, yes, ethanoate. Same with third one. Ethyl, 3 carbon atoms, propionic acid. So alkane with 3, propane. Yes, so it will be ethyl propanoate. Fourth one, ethyl, again 2 on the acid part. So 2 is vinegar, ethane. So that will be ethyl ethanoate. Acid part, count the carbon, and on your back head it should go alkanes. Acids in the IUPAC are called alkanoic acid. From alkanoic acid, replace ic acid by the word ate. Then the name will come. Alkyl, alkanoate. Fifth one, ethyl formate. So ethyl formate 1, methane, methanoic acid. So methanoate. So again, ethyl, methanoate. And the last one, methyl, 3 carbon atoms on the acid part, acid with 3, propane, propanoic acid. So methyl, propanoate. So once again, the 4 to recap. Common name, alkyl is the same. Formate becomes methanoate, acetate becomes ethanoate, propionate becomes propanoate, and butyrate becomes butanoate. Justified? Last note. Monocarboxylic acids, that is having only one COH group. Okay. Monocarboxylic acids and aliphatic esters are functional isomers of each other. Now, what is the concept of functional isomers? Same molecular formula but different functional groups. Please have a look at this example. If I say, what was the formula? If you remember, CnH2 and O2. Okay. So if I put N is equal to 3, तो हो जाएगा C3H6O2. Acid with 3, propionic acid. Count properly. इसमें आ ही रहा है C3H6 भी आ रहा है, 3, 4, 5, 6 and O2. Here the functional group is COH. यही formula से 2 ester भी possible है. Look at that. Methyl acetate. That's methyl group, and this is the 2 carbon atoms, so acetate part. Okay. So that's my alkyl. I'll just show it with a pen there. So this the alkyl, and that's my acid part, 2 carbon atoms. So if you count totally, C3H6O2, here the functional group is ester, that is COO. Same way here, ethyl formate, here be same formula, C3H6O2. Here also the functional group is COO. Clear everybody how this is? So in functional isomers, till now, how many we have done? One category we have done. 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree amines are functional isomers with themselves. Second one, monocarboxylic acids and aliphatic esters. They are also aliphatic. These are all in open chain. They are also functional isomers of each other. Okay. Clear esters, everybody? Okay. Alkyl, alkanoate. Now, we go to the last category today. What we have to do, that is what we have as ethers. Okay. Ethers, this is the structure, ROR dash. Now on oxygen, what you see, the 2 dots. Okay, I hope everybody knows that's the 2 lone pairs of electron. Okay, we have discussed about lone pairs. That pair which is present in the outermost shell but generally does not take part in bond formation. Okay, that's ethers. How do we define ethers now? See here, the definition of ethers goes in this very easy way. They are derivatives of alkane. Now when we say they are derivatives of alkane, and they are obtained by the replacement of one hydrogen atom by an alkoxy group. People catch the word. Alkoxy. Kya group hai? OR. Alkyl was only R. Alkoxy. Along with alkyl, oxygen. So alkoxy. Al is alkyl, oxy is oxygen. OR group. So look at that carefully what is shown here. In alkanes, if you replace this H and put this group, that is OR, we get the compound RO, R dash. Okay, that's called ethers. Now again, what are these R and R dash? They are alkyl or aryl groups. What's aryl? I have told you, 1H short of benzene. That's called an aryl group. Okay, and they may be similar or dissimilar. Representation as RO R dash, where R and R dash are not H. Why? Because if they are H, then it becomes HOH. That's water. Here we say from alkanes, you substitute the terminal H, the last hydrogen atom, by a R dash. So it's RO R dash. Functional group COC, that is exactly shown here. Actually, these two, what you see here, see the part, these are the valencies. So to write it, I've written it in a proper way here. COC, that's called the inert ethereal linkage. That's the function. What is the meaning of the word inert? Inert means low chemical reactivity, not zero reactivity. Low chemical reactivity. Why? Because oxygen valency is 2, and in COC bond, both the valencies of oxygen are satisfied. There are only 2 lone pairs. So reactivity of oxygen is very, very less. That's why it's called inert ethereal, because of oxygen attached to 2 carbon. That's called the inert ethereal linkage. In other words, it has low chemical reactivity. Okay. General formula, CnH2n plus 2O. Now this can also be written like something else. Let's show you. Okay, let me just. Okay, I can also rewrite this formula as CnH2n plus 1 OH. So if I put this H over here back, it becomes CnH2n plus 2. That's right in front of you. And the O. Now this formula, whose formula was this? Anybody remembers? CnH2n plus 1. Anyone? Yes, this was the general formula for monohydric alcohols. So once again, we have one more functional isomer. Monohydric alcohols and ethers, they are also functional isomers of each other. In monohydric alcohol, the functional group was OH. In ether, the functional group is oxygen bonded to 2 carbon. Okay, so this is the third category, what we'll see in the last, that's of functional isomers. Common name, how do we write? Whatever are your two alkyl groups, you write the two alkyl groups present alphabetically followed by the word ether, meaning in this ROR dash, please look at the slide on the top, ROR dash, you write the name of the two alkyl groups alphabetically followed by the word ether. If both are similar, then put the prefix di. If they are dissimilar, then we write them in an alphabetical order. And if there are two dissimilar alkyl groups, I said this last lecture only, I of the iso, N of the neo are considered in the alphabetical order. Okay. S of the sec, T of the tert, not considered. Small n, not considered. Okay. Now IUPAC, a little different here. What it says. Now for the IUPAC part, it says the alkyl group with more number of carbon is termed as the parent alkane. Matlab out of the two R and R dash, the one with more carbon is the parent alkane. The alkyl group with less number of carbon along with oxygen is termed as the alkoxy group. So see carefully. What are we trying to say? What we are trying to talk is like this. Out of R and R dash, suppose this R has more carbon atom. So that's my parent alkane. So if it is one carbon, parent alkane is methane. If there are two, ethane, three, propane, and so on. This R is with less carbon compared to this R. So this along with oxygen together will be called my alkoxy group. So if this R had one carbon with oxygen, one is methyl with oxygen, methoxy. 2 carbon with oxygen, ethoxy. 3 carbon with oxygen, propoxy. 4 carbon with oxygen, butoxy. But the rule, one alkyl, this R should be with more carbon and the other one should be with less carbon. Achha, what if both are similar? Then you take any one as the parent alkane and any one as the alkoxy group. Clear? Now, IUPAC, they are called alkoxy alkane. Now, when I say this word alkoxy alkane, alkoxy is whatever I said, methoxy, ethoxy or propoxy, and alkane is the other alkyl group with more carbon atoms. So ethers in the IUPAC are called alkoxy alkanes. Okay, let's see this IUPAC nomenclature. This is the last part what we have. Now once again, everywhere in between you will see this is the functional group, COC linkage with oxygen. Okay, that's ethers. Throughout, COC linkage, oxygen bonded to 2 carbon directly. Okay, let's start now. Now the first category. Okay, now both are same. So common name will be what? If both are similar. If both are similar, then simple. Put the prefix di, 2-methyl. So the common name, dimethyl ether. Second part, both are dissimilar. So what to write? Alphabetical order. Ethyl, then methyl, and then ether. So this will be ethyl, methyl, ether. Alphabetically. E comes first. Third case, again both are ethyl. So two similar, put the prefix di. Diethyl ether. Now is interesting. It's a good check to see how well you know your common names. Here is 1, so it's methyl. CH2 means it's in a straight chain, okay? So CH2, CH2, CH3, matlab technically it's like this. I have CH2, again I have CH2, and again I have CH3. So one is methyl, one is in a straight chain, 3, N-propyl. Now out of methyl and N-propyl, no alphabetical order to N. M of the methyl, P of the propyl. So the name methyl N-propyl ether. That's the alphabetical order. Understood everybody? Break it up and check. Propyl say branching starts, so it's in a straight chain. Put the prefix N. Okay. Now look at this. C2H5 ethyl, CH3 twice. Now this is condensed. So if I remove this 2, technically I will say yahan pe there is a methyl group. कौन सा group है ये? Branch carbon attached to 2 methyl. Iso, 3 carbon atoms. So it's isopropyl. और इधर क्या है? Ethyl. Alphabetically, E of the ethyl comes first, then I of the iso. So the name ethyl isopropyl ether. Got it? Draw the structure, identify the 2 groups properly, and then name them alphabetically. Look at the 6th one. 6th one will be what now? C2H5, so that's ethyl. C पे CH3 thrice, मतलब कैसा है? ये C पे there are 3 methyl groups like this. And on this side we have this, that is C, and we have an oxygen in between, ऐसे. Now one side पे 2 is ethyl. Now on this side, is 1 directly attached to 3 other and attached to the functional group? Yes. So what is that? 1 attached to 3 and the functional group? Tert. 4 carbon atoms on one side. So it's tert butyl, other side it's ethyl. Now T of the tert not considered. So B of the butyl comes first. So the name tert butyl ethyl ether. Once again, it's only I of the iso, N of the neo considered in the alphabetical order. So this would be tert ka T is not considered. So butyl ka B comes. So tert butyl ethyl ether. Clear everybody? Come to the last part. I'll draw the structure here. C, O, CH2. So I'm writing only C. Then again C. And then it says CH3 the whole thrice. One part is methyl. One part pe is the second last carbon attached to 4 other carbon? Yes. What is second last carbon attached to 4 other carbon? Neo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Neopentyl. And this side it is methyl. Methyl ka M, neo ka N. Methyl ka M comes first. So the name? Yes. Methyl neopentyl ether. Clear common names? 2 alkyl groups to be written alphabetically followed by the word ether. If they are dissimilar, alphabetical order. Both similar, put the prefix di. If 2 different are there, only 1 point, I of the iso, N of the neo to be considered in the alphabetical order. Let's start IUPAC. थोड़ा सा अलग है. Let's see this. Out of the 2, now first here both are similar. So one you have to select as a parent alkane and other will be the alkoxy. So what I do is I'm circling now. This is my alkoxy. You can take any one, doesn't matter. And that's my parent alkane. Alkoxy with 1 carbon. What is alkoxy with 1 called? Methoxy. Parent alkane with 1, methane. IUPAC ethers are called alkoxy alkane. Okay. So if they're called alkoxy alkane, here it will be called methoxy methane. Clear? Both are same, so select any one with oxygen as alkoxy. Okay. And the other one is the parent alkane. So the IUPAC methoxy methane. Second one, that's an interesting one to understand. Observe carefully. Okay. Alkyl with more carbon, that's C2H5, that's my parent alkane, so that's ethane. Who's the alkoxy? With less number. So less number with, so that's 1 carbon. 1 carbon with oxygen, alkoxy, methoxy. Parent alkane 2, so ethane. So the IUPAC, methoxy, ethane. Understood? Third one, select any one. Suppose I select this one as my alkoxy, OC2H5. 2 carbon with oxygen, ethoxy. parent alkane with 2, ethane. So the IUPAC, ethoxy, ethane. Clear? Next, now this is interesting. Who is the alkoxy? But obvious this one is the alkoxy because it's less number with oxygen. That's methoxy. Parent alkane is 3. So what will you call this? Methoxy, 3 carbon atoms. Propane. That would be wrong. Why? Methoxypropane is right. From propyl branching starts. So I need 2 numbers. So look here. Number from where? From where the alkoxy group is directly attached. It's attached at what position? It's attached at position 1. So the IUPAC will be 1-methoxypropane. So if out of the 2 alkyl, one of the alkyl or the parent alkane has 3 carbon atoms or more, that's from propyl. From propyl branching begins. So if it's in a straight chain, you need to number the continuous chain so that the alkoxy group gets the least possible number. So that's 1-methoxypropane. That's the IUPAC. Clear, everybody? Understood? So from propyl branching starts, okay? See, I've given it down also. From alkyl group, look at that. From alkyl group as branching begins from propyl onwards. The alkoxy group, matlab alkyl with less number along with oxygen. From propyl should be given the least possible number. That's what we started. Now in this. Now, who's the alkoxy? But obvious this is the alkoxy because 2 carbon atoms, so that's ethoxy. Parent alkane, how many carbon atoms? 3. 1, 2, 3. At 2 pe there is which group? Ethoxy. So this will be called 2-ethoxypropane. Clear? Now this is a good one again. The third butyl part. I want everybody please concentrate on this. Okay. I'll take the yellow one. Now look at this. Now in this, who's the alkoxy? Less number. Please see what I'm circling. 2 carbon with oxygen. So ethoxy. Who's the parent alkane? See the numbering here. 1, 2. That's from bottom to top or top to bottom. So at 2 I have a ethoxy and at 2 also I have a branch that is methyl. Now the question comes, whom to give a priority? Matlab whom to write first? 2 पे methoxy, 2 पे ethoxy भी है, 2 पे methyl भी है. What is the part? Alphabetically. Okay. Now but of this ethoxy E comes first or alkoxy comes first because it's like this. See the rule is like this. If I have to put alkoxy A L K O X Y and if I write alkyl A L K Y L. Now if you compare, okay, what is the understanding? Both of them have got ALK common, but alkoxy ka alphabetically O comes first and Y comes later. So that's why alkoxy is written first, then the alkyl. Okay. So now how do we do this? 2 pe 1, 2, 3. 2 pe I have ethoxy, so 2 ethoxy. Then again at 2 I have an alkyl. What is alkyl? Methyl. So 2 ethoxy, 2 methyl. Continuous chain of 3. What is continuous chain of 3 called? Propane. So the name 2 ethoxy, 2 methyl propane. Clear? So first what you do? Select first of all one out of the 2 alkyl, the alkyl group with less number of carbon along with oxygen is my alkoxy. And the other one with more carbon is my parent alkane. If the parent alkane is branched, number it. Okay. Now we have 2 branches, alkoxy as well as alkyl. Whom to write first? Alphabetically, alkoxy comes first. So first alkoxy, then alkyl, then the parent alkane. Clear, everybody? Draw the structures in your book. You'll understand it better and show the numbering. Okay. Let's do last one now. Now in this case, who's my alkoxy? Very simple. That's my alkoxy, less number along with oxygen. A parent alkane कैसा है? CH2, मतलब 1 carbon. Then again, I have over here nothing but, if you observe, see, I have shown it over here, sorry. So that's my alkoxy. Then it is CH2. So now number from here. So this is 1, that's 2, that's 3. Now 1 pe, alkoxy with 1 carbon. What is that? Methoxy. तो 1 methoxy हो गया. Up at 2 now, if you observe, I'm having 2 branches. One branch is methyl up, one branch is methyl down. And they're at what position? 2. So how will I name it now? 1 methoxy, 2,2 dimethyl, skeleton of 3. That's propane. 1 methoxy, 2,2 dimethyl propane. Clear everybody how this is? Okay. And now the last part of it, what it says, monohydric alcohol, matlab having one OH, and and ethers, that is ROR dash, they are functional isomers of each other. Now how are they functional isomers? Let's take an example. That's right in front of you. If I take, what is the formula? CnH2n plus 2O. So if I take n is equal to 2, CnH2n plus 2. So 2 into 2, 4 plus 2. So H6 and then O. So CnH2n plus 2O if I take, I can frame two compounds with that. One is ethyl alcohol, CH3, CH2H. If you see, it satisfies C2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1 O. Here who's the functional group? If I have to compare, the functional group is OH. That's alcohol. And second one, C2H6O if I have to see. Then that's the part what we just now did. That's nothing but dimethyl ether. Here the functional group is COC linkage, oxygen bonded to 2 carbon. So same molecular formula, but different functional groups. Alcohols it's OH, ether it's oxygen there. Clear? So this is the third category of functional isomers you know. First one, 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree amines with each other. Second, that's what we spoke, monocarboxylic acids and aliphatic esters. Tisra, monohydric alcohols and ethers. They are also functional isomers. Okay. Please go through this part and keep as an assignment. Complete that. We'll discuss the homework and continue with the next groups. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.